Alright, welcome. McCastle here. We've got Carmel, 88. We're going to be doing a modded survival series. So, I've recorded a couple of these and never uh, actually made one. So, it's exciting. We've got some fun mods on here. We'll kind of introduce them a little bit at a time as we get going, and then we'll do some different experiments and whatnot with them. So, kind of get how to get started with some of the different mods and whatnot. So, we got pretty lucky here with this seed. We're using an open terrain generator um, with the biome bundle of plenty, which is a combination of the biome bundle and using biomes of plenty. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and gather some materials, get kind of set up for the first base, and then we'll go over some of the first machines we can set up. Anyway, we'll see you then. All right, so we've kind of started setting up in this village right here, like I talked about. Gather some basic stuff so we can start building some of the machines we need. We'll start with the Coke Oven, just because it's a good thing to get set up real quick. You can make coke out of it, which produces, when used in a furnace, burns twice as much, as well as needing it for some other Railcraft stuff. So this is a Railcraft multi-block structure. You're going to need 26 of these Coke Oven bricks. If we look in here, recipe is 5 sand and 4 brick. So then again, it's a 3x3 with a hollow in the middle. So we'll put it here for now. We'll move it later. 1, 2, 3. It also gives you creosote oil, which you need for other stuff as well. So yeah, you come in here. You can either put logs in here, so wood, and it'll turn into charcoal and give you creosote oil, or coal and it'll turn into coke and give you creosote oil. So it's really slow, it takes a long time, so that's why it's one of the things I like to set up early, so that we start getting that stuff, because we're going to need it for some of the Railcraft stuff we're going to do, as well as just being a good source of fuel. So that's all set up. Also, we've got the stuff here to start setting up our Tinker's Construct smeltery. So we'll go over kind of these different part builders and all that kind of stuff. So the way to make these, so you make these seared bricks, which are made from grout, which grout is clay, sand, and gravel. You either make 8 of them using clay block in this pattern, or clay with just sand and gravel gives you 2. And then you cook them. We're going to use these seared bricks for a lot of the Tinker's Construct things. There's tanks, and we can make a furnace that cooks a lot of stuff at the same time. So, but to start off, let me grab. I forget. Grab the. When you start the game, we start with this materials and you book, which kind of explains a lot of the stuff in it. Talks about all the different materials you can make your weapons and tools out of, as well as the different block structures. So if we come in here, go into the smeltery, it kind of talks about what you need for the smeltery. Basically, the basic one is 3x3. You can go up to 11x11. And you have to have a minimum of 2 layers high. So this image you see here is kind of the basic one, the most simple one you can make. And we're going to kind of start with that, and we might make it a lot bigger later or whatnot. So, but as you can see, you can do a lot of different things in here. So come in here, do 3, and then so these bricks are made just with 4 seared bricks in a line. The controller is made like a furnace with the bricks. And then you're going to need some drains, which are made out of 6 seared bricks down the sides like that. Put the controller here in the center. You need a seared tank, which is around in a circle around glass. That's where we're going to put our lava, which is the fuel for the smeltery. And then the drains is how you get stuff out. So if we build this up, got 2 drains. I'll put them over here. Actually, let's do here and here. I'll show you why in a bit. So, actually, we might not need this second layer. Maybe because it's already working. But so you come in here, found some lava, the fuel. So you just put them in this tank here. Let's turn it night, so we'll be quick about this. And then you right-click on the controller here, and you can put ore in. So we're going to be making some casts, so we need copper and aluminum. These are both thermal foundations, is the mod I'm using for that. You can tell different ores smelt at different speeds. See how the aluminum melted really quick, the copper doesn't. We've got different values in there for that. So I think what we're going to do actually is we're going to sleep. And when I get back, we'll talk about these different stations. All right, see you in the morning. All right, we're back, and so I'll show you what we use these drains for. So how we get the stuff out, the material is we use either these casting tables, which we can put casts into, which I'll show you what we're doing with that in a second, and then casting basins, which are made for making blocks of metal. So if you come in here, you see how it melted together. The copper and the aluminum combine together make aluminum brass. And Carmel is going to show us later on in the series how to set up the system so we can automatically pump fluids into a seared tank. Because here in the smeltery they'll mix together, and sometimes you don't mean to do that, and you go in there and you get really frustrated because all your copper turned into aluminum brass, and you didn't want that. But the way that we get this out here is we'll put these here. Well, when I click on this, or right click on this, it'll dump either into a cast if we have one set up, or into the basin. And the thing that comes out is whatever's on the bottom. So for example, let's do this iron. We have 1 block and 3 ingots. So we can right click here, pours into here. Once it fills up, it will cool down, as a cooldown, or going from molten to cool. So it's showing me the progress there. So all that's kind of going there. We'll get kind of these other pieces out. Talk about them. So yeah, organize is a lot better later as we kind of plan out our base. Right here, you can just right click and there's more. Alright, so crafting station, stencil table, part, oh no, not parts chest. Oh, not pattern chest. Pattern chest, part builder, and then a tool station, which we'll upgrade later into a tool forge, because this is how you make the different stuff, the different tools and weapons. And the tool station can only make these smaller ones, and then the tool forge adds a whole bunch we can make later. So when you line them up in a row like this, you can see across the top, you can move from tab to tab, so you don't have to like physically move. But if we come to the stencil table, so to make these blank patterns, it's just 2 sticks and 2 planks. And we can put them in here, and we can make all these different parts, which is what we need to make the tools here. So for example, if we want to make a pickaxe, we need a tool rod, a pickaxe head, and a binding. And then we can make those out of different materials. And in here in the materials in you, if you go to tool materials, each of these different materials you can make the tool parts out of give you different modifiers. And there's a whole bunch there. I might do a separate video just on the modifiers and how to set that up. But right now we'll just get on this. So let's make pickaxe. So pickaxe head, tool rod, and we needed a binding. Let's grab some wood. Hopefully that's enough. Sorry, our chests are kind of a mess. We'll clean those up. He just creeping over there.
Yeah, I'm just creeping about.
Right, so you use this part builder, and you load your patterns in here. And you can use this for like stone, cactus, paper, wood, any of those kind of parts you're building out of those kind of materials. You make in a part builder, and then any of the metals you make in the castings. So we're gonna just make these stone ones so that we can. What's the word I'm looking for? So we can make casts out of them, and then we can make the metal parts. So we can come here in the pattern chest, just put those in there, and we can load this in the pattern chest. Right. So then to make casts, we take our parts here, we load them into the casting basin. Let's put our. You can make casts out of clay, which just put clay in here. It makes molten clay. Gold or aluminum brass. Now, the clay ones, the clay casts, you can only use once, so as soon as you use it, it disappears. But the ones you make out of either aluminum brass or gold, you can reuse over and over again. So we collected some aluminum and copper, mixed them together to make the aluminum brass. So we lose our part when we make a cast, but now we can use this cast to make whatever we want. So let's come in here. Let's make a cast for binding and the pickaxe head. Now it also tells us what the material cost is in it, and that's in ingots. So, for example, if we want to make an iron pickaxe, we have 3 ingots. It says our pickaxe head cost is 2, so we can make. We have enough to make an iron pickaxe head. So I right click it and I get it out. So iron does magnetic, which means the stuff's drawn to you. And then let's do a copper binding, just for fun. And then actually I think we're just gonna do a wood rod, because wood does ecological, which makes it so it regenerates over time, which is nice. So once we've got all our parts together, come here to the tool station, click on pickaxe, and we can load these different pieces in there, and voila! Now we have a Tinker's Construct tool. So let's get on the basics of it. There's a lot more you can do with it. I suggest you read through these different modifiers, play around with them. Like I said, we might do a separate video just talking about the modifiers and whatnot, but there you go. If you have any questions, please comment in the comments below. Also, I will be leaving a list of all the mods that we're using in the streams below, so you can see that and give credit to the mod creators who are creating these wonderful mods and whatnot. But I think that's all we're going to do for today, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.